Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are doing quite well now. Things have improved dramatically over the course of the last episode or so, and our number of radicals have dropped from being almost everyone in the country to only being, let's see, this is 30-ish% of the country, I think, somewhere around there. So that's a big improvement. That's huge. Now, our amount of radicals is still declining, but it's definitely leveled off, the reduction there. Our number of loyalists has come up a little bit, but it's mostly been coming out of radicals, which is to be expected based on how that works. So that should be absolutely fine. Now, this number is accurate at this point. We are running a small deficit. I'm not too concerned about that right now. We do have low market access in a couple of locations, and we have some input goods shortages, but overall, it should be fine. One thing that I noticed, though, is our minimum expected standard of living has now switched to not applicable. That I'm not sure why that's happening. Maybe that just needs to update or something. I don't know. Yeah, okay. It looks like we just needed to go a week tick. Cool. So now our minimum expected is 13.7, but our average is 24.3. So that is great. As our standard of living continues to increase, our number of radicals will continue to decrease. And we're sitting on medium taxes and medium wages. So that's all absolutely great. Now, as far as our next construction, that's arc welding. Where is that located? Is that under production? Yes, it's over here. It's currently already happening. Now we're working on automatic machine guns. I'm going to switch over to arc welding. I feel like that would probably be wise at this point. Wow, that zoom in took a little bit. Okay, what do we got going on here? Diplomatic play in North Germany. Communist Brunswick versus Brunswick. We would like... Okay, we're already in for Brunswick. We are already allied to them in some way. So we can't not do this. We're going to go ahead and mobilize Hermann von Oldenburg, our lowest number of troops here. And he's going to go into the Brunswick front. There's already some troops in the Brunswick-Westphalia front, apparently. So we're just going to head on over there. That looks good. Cool. Now, I would very much like to bring Brunswick into the fold. How realistic will that be here? I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a while for that to escalate, so that's completely fine. Cool. So we are continuing to expand quite a lot of things, and our credit is declining. That's good. Well, we're running a deficit now, presumably because we raised up some troops. No, I think it was actually to do with our construction queue. Now that I look at this. Okay, I think that's completely fine. Reasonably expected there. Cool. So we would very much like to get Brunswick under our control. We'd like to get these guys under our control too. If I recall correctly, yeah, we could do a trade agreement here. Would that make them more likely to join a customs union with us? We can afford that. Okay, it looks like it went through. Yes. So their reasons for this are now 21. From volume of trade routes between our markets. Interesting. Okay, so that's noted. This is working on breaking out. These guys are uncertain versus cocky. Now, we're really not going to be mobilizing any more than we already have. So this will be just fine. I'm not concerned about this at all. I'm slightly concerned about the fluctuations of our income, though. It's like wildly oscillating here. I'm not entirely sure why that is, but some of it is probably this diplomatic play. I think that's definitely some of it. The question is how much. But it should be fine. I mean, they have one... What are these? Battalions? I can't even remember. Regiments? Units, apparently. Okay. The war is broken out. This is fine. It's already over. So war's over. And there's not really much else that we can do there. This guy's idle, and there's nowhere he can go. Like, it's over. The war is done. So we just need to wait for their war support to drop far enough, and that'll be fine. No problem whatsoever there. I'm noticing our construction queue is kind of emptying out, but that should probably come back up. Let's make sure that everything is on auto-expand. I mean, trade centers aren't, but trade centers really can't be on auto-expand, so that's fine. Oil rigs are not, but they don't have anything to expand. So that's fine. We can't turn that on, apparently. Okay, cool. So this is fine. We'll just continue to construct at this pace, I guess. Absolutely great. Our economy has broken 6 million or 600 million, I should say, in GDP. Compare that to France, which is at 527 million. So we're getting an annual projected pop growth of 1.33%. It's not amazing. That's for sure. And our number of radicals is continuing to go down. Our loyalists is holding fairly firm. That's not going up, but the radicals going down is functionally the same thing. So that's absolutely fine. We are okay with this. Loyalists will go up after the radicalists are going down, because my understanding on this is that, let's see here. We go into our loyalists here. The opposite of a loyalist is a radical. Whenever a radical would be created in a pop that already has loyalists, one loyalist is removed as well. And the same is true for radicals. So if we would create a loyalist, then it will remove a radical instead of creating a loyalist. So that'll be fine. We're expecting this to be the case. Elevators have been unlocked. So arcades for urban center and paved roads as a technology. Okay, so that's interesting. Paved roads. Is that under society? Yes. Plus 5 construction sector max level, plus 0.05 infrastructure from population, and plus 10 maximum infrastructure from population. That seems pretty good. I think we'll get that after arc welding. That seems really good, actually. So we'll go for that as soon as we can. We're making a good amount of cash right now. The primary reason for that is because we're not heavily investing in our construction at the moment. So that is definitely noted. Things are starting to die down a little bit for us economically. We've reached kind of, I'm not going to call it a point of equilibrium. We're still objectively overall growing. I mean, we've hit kind of a bit of a downturn here, but not really very much of one. I think that what we're seeing here, yeah. We've got 50,000 peasants left, and we've got 3,000 unemployed. Okay, so capitulation has happened. That was fully expected. I want to check in here on our, okay, no market access issues. Trade routes needing convoys. I don't think that we can build more ports. So in that case, we probably just need to cancel some of our trade routes, although they are still productive. So I think we'll leave them be for now. We're having some ammunition and oil costs, which is reasonably expected. Explosives, ammunition, oil, and we've got an oil input goods shortage. This is not shocking. So we'll get these oil imports happening. Our number of convoys is low, but any amount of oil input into our economy would be helpful. Cool. Also, getting some of this up here to join our customs union would be amazing. So let's take a look at Brunswick, now that we just helped them out. They're still not interested in a trade agreement by -2. This is an irrelevant amount of money to bankroll them. 0.18k. Done. Other locations that we might want to bankroll. These guys. 21 reasons not to join here. Oh, it costs quite a lot to maintain that in influence. Okay, noted. So that's fine. And we're able to bring this up above amicable, I believe. So that should be absolutely great. That's really, really good. Now we're seeing there's still some turmoil in Westphalia. We would like to drop that down. It's a very indirect thing, though. The number of radicals is still declining, but it is kind of holding. It's leveled off. And the amount of loyalists is dropping a little bit. Okay, noted. So they want us to enact censorship, but there's only medium support for it. The usual suspects. Okay, that's fine. Two Sicilies and France are now embargoing each other. Hilarious. I'm not too concerned about that right now. I'm very interested in continuing to get rid of our interest costs. That is very useful for us. Can we take on Brunswick's debt if they have any? I think that they don't have any debt. Okay, noted. So, 32 reasons to not join our customs union. Whereas these guys... Oh, that was not what I wanted. These guys have 23 reasons not to join. What's going on up here? Oh, okay. We definitely are involved in this already. There's a bunch of people leaning on our side. So that's beautiful. We're going to get Herman going again here. We'll mobilize him, and we're going to tell him, just go advance the Westphalia front. It'll be fine. So we'll continue to defend them. Because there's absolutely no way that these guys would join a customs union with us. So we're completely okay with getting additional forces involved here. Cool. We're not seeing any major issues here. This will be fine. This will be absolutely fine. Excellent. And we are continuing to construct here, albeit at a reduced rate. Yeah, we need convoys, but there's not really much we can do about that. Ammunition, artillery, and automobiles. We can work with the ammunition and artillery, for sure. So if we were to go into the arms industries, that'll create artillery. Okay. It's not great. Well, what about munitions? That's pretty decent, actually. Okay, we'll build in Brandenburg. Not 6 levels, 5 levels. There we go. Cool, so we'll get that underway. That'll help out somewhat. I'm not too concerned about it, though. It should be fine. Standard of living over here decreased, and that would be why we are seeing our number of loyalists decrease. Noted. We should consider thinking about dropping taxation further. Or increasing wages. How much do we actually care about this? I think we don't really care too much about that. Dropping taxes, I think, is more important for us. So if we were to drop this down to here, that would put us in a very, very slight amount of deficit. But that is while our troops are mobilized. And we're constructing. I think this is reasonably acceptable. Cool. So standard of living is increasing over here. Beautiful. And once we see these munitions plants finish up, we should be seeing this number flip around somewhat, because we're constructing more than we naturally would be. Cool. I don't care about that peace treaty. That's pretty irrelevant to us. And is this going to actually happen? I think it is. And France is on this side? Or not actually. They're leaning this way. The US is leaning this way, hilariously. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about that. Cool. So it looks like this war is going to break out. I mean, if Spain and France join in on this, they can deal with the US. But it's looking like ultimately everybody's just chilling. Cool. Yep, everybody's chilling. Magnificent. And now we are making money. But this war's over. This war is super over. Cool. Super duper over. This animation here is pretty cool, actually. Okay, so war is over, and that's fine. This is fully occupied, and now we just need to wait. So our munitions plants are going to be done in about 16 weeks here. That's perfect. Checking in on market access. No issues there. We did just get arc welding. So we should definitely grab paved roads now. We'll go ahead and grab that, and I want to hop into our construction, and we want to switch over to arc welded buildings. This is going to be a lot of additional construction capacity and construction efficiency. This may cause some financial issues. We'll see. We now have access to 992 construction. 1,003. Now, to be clear, we're not actually using that at this moment. I'm keeping an eye primarily on how this is affecting our balance, and it's not looking too bad. Good substitution is happening now. Okay, that's more like what I expected to see, but it came back. Magnificent. So, the reason why we're not seeing more buildings being queued up here is because this arms industry is going to cost 28 weeks, or take 28 weeks. If we move this to the top, I expect that we see quite a lot get queued up. I don't know that anything did, actually. Total time left is 12 weeks, though. Okay, noted. We can likely downsize our construction if we really feel like it. I'm not sure how important that really is, though. Like, we're turning a profit right now, and this means that we can turn our economy on a dime a little bit. We've fallen off a little bit in our GDP. And I'm wondering what the cause for that is. Oil input goods shortage? Possibly. We can import a little bit. We would really like to start taking over, like, some of these areas up here, though. Oldenburg would be amazing, because they do have oil rigs in Oldenburg. They're cautious towards us. Okay. We could think about taking them over. Alternatively, 103 reasons. We could bankroll them. That would be pretty cheap. Done. So we're going to bankroll them. I would also like to see, do these guys have oil? No. Okay. So they would accept a trade agreement here. And then we could also bankroll them, but I expect that our trade agreement is going to cost too much influence for that. Yes, that is correct. So 24 reasons to not accept this right now. Okay. But I think overall this is fine. Beautiful. Brunswick. Let's see what we've got going on here. 32 reasons to not accept this. But we're certainly making our way up. So that's great. Looking in at our radicals has increased slightly. Our loyalists have also increased slightly. Okay, capitulation is done. That is beautiful. So Bremen is not very happy with us. They're antagonistic towards us. Oh, Bremen is in this war. Hang on. Can we do something about this? I don't think we can add a war goal here. I didn't realize Bremen was in this war, but that does make some sense. So this guy can go advance front up here. Okay, so Hamburg is happy with us. I would definitely like to get these guys under control, but if we can go after Bremen safely, and with France, we probably can. What's actually going on this front? We need to get out of this map mode. Cool. So the front looks fine. That's to be expected. Yeah, that's looking quite good there. And we're working up our relations over here with our bankrolling. Hey, there we go. Beautiful. So now we're about to occupy Bremen. Automobile price is continuing to skyrocket. We're likely going to see more motor industries starting up, but that oil input goods shortage is going to really, really hurt us. I'm also seeing a silk input goods shortage. I wouldn't mind necessarily creating more synthetics plants again. Brandenburg would be a good place for that. So we'll get that underway. And this will all be occupied soon enough. Beautiful. So Bremen is now fully occupied. Okay. So can we start a diplomatic play while we're at war with them? No. No, we cannot. Do they have access to oil? They do. So taking over Bremen would be very good for us. Noted. Did we lose one of our generals just now? I believe we did. We do have a bunch of battalions in reserve. So we should probably consider recruiting a new general for the North Germany HQ. And this guy will only command 22, but we should then promote him, giving him additional command limit. And then we have 92 battalions in reserve. We know that these are all in the North Germany HQ. So we should probably recruit an additional general for the North Germany HQ. And then we will promote him as well. Cool. Promoting them up, and then promoting up. That's the South Germany HQ. This guy. How many do we still have? 10 battalions in reserve? Okay, something like that. Cool. So this war will be over very soon. It won't take too much longer there. Excellent. There's a vulnerable front in North Sumatra. I don't care. France has got that under control. Cool. So I think we're going to start some more aggressive plays up over this way. Be a little bit more aggressive diplomatically. That'll be good. We're running a deficit right now, but I think that's primarily due to our synthetics plants and our mobilization. We would love to get more oil, and that really needs to be our priority. Like, that really needs to be our priority. So going after Bremen would be great. I would like to bring up, like, these guys have a really high opinion of us. I'd really like to bring them in diplomatically. They have 30 reasons not to. Okay, so there we go. They capitulated. Cool. So now we should be able to go after Bremen again. So we want to go up over here, and we want to do a diplomatic play here. Although we may have a truce with them. We do. A 5-year truce. Okay, noted. So is there anyone else over here? Yes, these guys. They don't have a great opinion of us. They also don't have oil. So they're not necessarily the biggest of deals. And we don't really have any diplomatic plays that we can do, apparently. Yeah, no diplomatic plays we can do there. So nothing to be done on that front. I think what we're going to do here is it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to start looking at getting a little bit more aggressive on unifying North Germany. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, James, Shadowwolf, MLohan80, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Unisil, Kadra, Rogue Corvid, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.